guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to do an exciting video. I'm going to do a lipstick dupes video. So I have these high-end lipsticks which are some of my favorite lipsticks. I love those shades and I love those formulas, and I was wondering if I have dupes of those lipsticks in my collection. So I took up the challenge and I'm very happy to report that I have found some dupes, and those are the lipsticks I'm going to share with you today. So I'm going to share with you some dupes of my favorite high-end lipsticks which I have in my collection. If you are interested to see which are these lipsticks, then please continue watching. Okay guys, before we start, just quickly want to mention that I have focused mainly on the color or the shade of the lipstick and not necessarily the formula. So the formula may be a little bit different between the lipsticks I'm comparing, but the shade will be like very similar to each other. So just keep that in mind, that I'm not talking about the lipstick in terms of the formula but the shade. If the formula is very similar to each other, then I will mention it in the video. So let's get started. So first up we have a Pat McGrath lipstick in the shade Deep Orchid, which is one of my favorite shades, and I have found a pretty close dupe of this one. And here is the dupe for this. It's the Colorbar Sinful matte lip color in the shade Provoke. They are very similar to each other, and on the lips they almost exactly look the same, and the formula is also very similar. Here is Pat McGrath. Look at that beautiful berry shade. Here is the Colorbar Sinful matte lip color. Both of these shades are so similar. Formulation is also extremely close to each other, and just that the Pat McGrath may be a little bit more intensely pigmented, but they are very close. Before we move on, showing you another dupe of those two previous shades. This is Sephora Lip Stories in the shade Golden Gate. This is also very similar. So here are the previous two shades, Pat McGrath Colorbar, and here you have Sephora Lip Stories. This shade is so close to the Pat McGrath shade, and the pigmentation of this lipstick is also amazing. Here is the next lipstick which I have been requested so many times to find a dupe for. This is the Huda Beauty matte lipstick in the shade Ladies Night. It's one of my favorite shades of all time. I love this lipstick. Unfortunately, I have not been able to find a complete dupe of this lipstick, not in the exact same formula, but I have something similar to show you. It's a pretty unique color. Here is a swatch of the Huda Beauty Demi Matte in the shade Ladies Night. It's such a beautiful color. It's a wine with a hint of brown and red, and the closest dupe in my collection is with the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. I will mention the shade name in the description box. This is how this matte ink looks like, the crayon. It looks very close, but as you can see, this one has a little bit more brown red. So with this one I mix a little bit of the Lakme Cocoa Shot shade. So this one is Lakme matte lipstick in the shade Cocoa Shot. So when you mix a little bit of brown with that berry, you get a color which is very similar on the lips. I'll show you the swatches. Look at that. They are quite similar. And one more shade which I want to show you is this one from Chambor. It's their transfer proof liquid lipstick. This is a different formulation, so it will not look exactly the same, but this is very close to the Huda Beauty lipstick. Look at that. So in case you are looking for a liquid lipstick in this color, because it's a deeper shade and you want a transfer proof liquid lipstick, this shade is also a very good option. Let me show you one more shade which is very similar to the previous shades I showed you. The MAC bullet lipsticks, and this is in the shade Burning Love. Let me swatch this one as well, then you will know that this is also very similar in shade. Just because the formulation is a little bit different, it looks a bit different, but I think shade wise this is also very similar to these three shades. Here is the next lipstick, another Pat McGrath lipstick. It's one of my favorite shades. Look how much I have used this. It's in the shade Executive Realness. It's a very bright, beautiful, wearable pink. And I have a pretty close dupe to this one. Here is a swatch of Executive Realness. Look at that beautiful pink. I just love it so much. Again, Colorbar to the rescue. We have this shade which is called Sultry. It's a very similar, and love this packaging of this lipsticks. My god, I have a full review on the Colorbar lipsticks by the way on the channel if you want to see. Let's swatch this one alongside of this Pat McGrath and look at that similarity. I would say the Colorbar one maybe is just a hint deeper, just a hint. On the lips it looks very similar, but the pigmentation, the shade, tone, very similar. Now let's move on to some reds. This is one of my favorite red lipsticks from Pat McGrath. It's in the shade Elson, and I have a pretty close dupe for this. Let me swatch it here. This is Elson. It's a bright red with a little bit of an orangey tinge. Very bright deep red, and I've got a very good shade match of this shade in the sugar lipstick in the shade Royal Redding. Here you go. These are the two swatches. You can see both the shades are very similar to each other. The sugar one looks more matte from the word get go. Just for comparison sake, let me just also swatch this one, the Faces Ultime Pro lipstick in the shade Midnight Rose, just for comparison, because this is also one of my favorite red lipsticks. So you can see a difference in the tone, the shade. The Faces one is definitely more deeper, more brighter. Next we have one of my favorite shades these days. This is a mauvey neutral shade. It's the shade Lava Cake from Dose of Colors. This is one of the most worn shades these days, and I found a pretty good dupe for this. Here is Dose of Colors Lava Cake. Very richly pigmented, a pinky mauvey deep nude. And the dupe I found is in a L'Oreal lipstick in the shade Rosewood Forest. Very similar to each other. This is how the L'Oreal lipstick looks like. Here is a swatch of the lipstick. Look at that. The L'Oreal one is definitely less pigmented than the Dose of Colors one. The Dose of Colors is more saturated. Definitely in one swipe you can get opaque pigmentation, but the L'Oreal one is no less. You can build it up very easily. Just that you have to build up the color a little bit, but when you build it up, both are so similar. I am so glad I found a dupe for this color. Next, let's go on to some NARS Audacious lipstick, and this is in the shade Audrey. This is one of my favorite pink, reddish pink kind of a shade, which is very good for everyday use as well. Super creamy, so beautiful, such a rich formulation. Look at the beautiful color and pigmentation. It's such a unique pink with a little bit of a red hint. I would highly recommend this NARS lipstick. We have the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Founder. Love this shade. It's super unique pink red sort of a color. And just because it's a liquid lipstick, it looks a little bit different when it's swatched, but on the lips they look very similar. I would say the NARS one may be a little bit lighter, so this is somewhat of a similar shade that I found. This is an oldie but a goodie. I had mentioned this previously in my videos. Anastasia Beverly Hills Rosewood. This is like almost nearing its end. I love this color. It's a nude shade. I have mentioned this dupe several times, so I just thought of including it in this video. Here is a swatch of Rosewood again. Oh god, I just love this shade so much, especially with a nude lip liner and a little bit of gloss these days. I'm just rocking it. And a very close dupe of that shade is the Nykaa lipstick, the Mattelicious lip crayon in the shade Jade Rose. It's very close. If you don't want to spend on ABH matte lipstick, you can just go for the Nykaa Jade Rose. It's super close. On the lips also, they look very similar to each other. Just that the Nykaa one may be a little bit more deeper. So if you are slightly deeper than me, then the Nykaa one will be much better. And for comparison's sake, we have another Pat McGrath lipstick in the shade Flesh 3. It's very popular nude matte lipstick. So here is Pat McGrath Flesh 3. So the Flesh 3 shade is definitely more closer to the Nykaa lipstick. Okay, here we have another NARS Audacious lipstick in the shade Vera. This is a beautiful deep pinky berry color. Here is a Vera. And here is its dupe, Sugar lipstick in the shade Berry PK. The Sugar one is definitely more matte than the NARS one. So if you're looking for this shade in a matte formulation, then the Sugar one is a way to go. And if you're looking for this shade in a creamy formulation, the NARS one is amazing, super richly pigmented. Both the colors in fact are super richly pigmented. And in case you're wondering how these two shades compare to the Colorbar shade I showed you, this is how the shade looks like. The shade was Provoke. The Colorbar one is definitely more deeper, has a bit more purpley tone, whereas these two shades have more pinky raspberry tone. So here is the last lipstick for the day, and let's do a liquid lipstick. It's Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Lipstick in the shade Trophy Wife, one of my favorite light pinky nude shades. Here is Huda Beauty Trophy Wife. Here is the shade Huda Beauty Trophy Wife, an everyday pink shade, beautiful color, love it so much, super comfortable formula. And a dupe for this one is the Sephora cream lip stain in the shade 86. Here is a swatch of 86. Look at these two shades, they look so similar, and thankfully the formulation is also very similar. The Sephora cream lip stains, one of my favorite liquid lipsticks as well. Super comfortable, very matte, they do not transfer. Same as the Huda Beauty, super comfortable, do not transfer. So this is a great dupe I found. If you don't want to get the Huda Beauty, you can get Sephora cream lip stain. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. I really hope that this video was helpful and you found some shades which you might be interested in picking up. If you found some shades like that, then do let us know in the comment section below. I would love to know. If you like this video, then please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you are not subscribed to this channel, then please do consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again really soon in my next video. Bye.